Hey guys, Pastor Dave here. I want to welcome you to the Leadership Blog. Thanks for joining us again. This week I want to talk to you about something that you may have heard before. As a matter of fact, when I say it in just a second, you're going to go, "Oh yeah, I think I've heard. I think I recall that somewhere in the back of my mind." But I want to talk to you about the 4 E's, or the process of discipleship. And again, it probably rings a bell because we do mention it in our membership class. We also mention it in the small group training. But the 4 E's are really a process that we use to or 4 words that we use to describe that process that all of us go through as we're being disciples. We're growing as disciples of Christ. And let me give you those 4 E's just to refresh your memory. The first one is engage. The second E is for establish. The third E is for equip. And the fourth E is for empower. And again, these 4 E's represent kind of our process, what we see as the process for discipleship, for reaching people and building lives. Of course, it starts when we engage somebody. That's the first E. The process of discipleship starts when we first engage or encounter somebody, whether it's at the workplace or a newcomer to church, someone who's just getting involved or interested in a relationship with God. That's where we engage them. The second E, establish, is where we begin to work with someone, to begin to teach them, to train, help them to understand really what it means to be a follower of Christ. The third E, equip, is more related to leadership. It helps to equip and train them, give them tools necessary to begin to develop a potential leadership gift, to be able to be effective and used by God for what He's created them for. And then the fourth E, empower, really speaks to mobilization. It speaks to multiplication. It describes the process of activating a person into leadership or into a place of service in ministry. And so again, you haven't heard a lot of that about the 4 E's beyond our membership and our small group training, but that's something that we realize that we talk about more. We need to recognize what those 4 E's are and what they look like at Church of the King. And so over the next several weeks, you're going to hear us talking more about the 4 E's. And let me go before I go. Let me just give you a few quick examples of kind of what some of the resources are that fall within each one of those categories. The 4 E's. The first one, engage. Obviously, that would be more one-on-one, very front door kind of stuff. Even our weekend worships, or possibly even a connect group. Weekend worship services are places where somebody who's just kind of beginning the journey of understanding what it means to be a Christ follower, or even a connect group or a one-on-one relationship with someone, that would be engage. Establish is really more along the lines of things like some of our pathway classes, membership, newcomers dinner, even a little bit in our weekend services, connect groups. Biblical Foundations is establishing, helping people to understand their faith and the doctrines of the Bible. The third E is equip, and some of the resources that would fall under that kind of category, if you will, of the process of discipleship would be like small group training, actually learning to lead. Any of our further classes, our missions class or evangelism, some more of our weekend service, I guess there's some things that happen in there as well. And then the last one is empower. Empower, that would be actually beginning or multiplying a group, beginning to work in an area of ministry. And so those are the 4 E's. Again, we're going to be talking about them in the weeks to come. Just bear those in mind. Begin to talk about them with your ministry team, small group leaders, those 4 E's, and kind of how they play out in the different things that we walk people through in their discipleship process. But you're going to be hearing more about that in the days to come. I appreciate your time today, and we're going to see you again next week. All right? God bless you.